Time has a funny way of sneaking up on us. One minute these stars are lighting up the biggest screens in the world, and the next, you scroll past them and barely recognize the face you grew up watching. Some have aged like fine wine. Others have transformed so completely that you'll do a double take. And the number one transformation on this list. We're counting down from 10, so stick around. Number 10. Let's start with Macaulay Culkin. Back in 1990, he was the face of every holiday season as Kevin McAllister in Home Alone, the 8-year-old who outsmarted two bumbling burglars and became the most famous child star on the planet. Fast forward to 2026, and Macaulay is in his mid-40s now, sporting a leaner, more mature look, often seen with longer hair and a relaxed, artsy vibe. He runs a comedy website and podcast network and stepped back from the Hollywood spotlight years ago. Here's the emotional part. He reportedly turned down massive paydays and chose a quieter life on his own terms, even getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2023. He's now a dad, and friends say he's happier than ever. But the next transformation is even harder to wrap your head around. Number 9. Brendan Fraser. In the late 90s and early 2000s, he was the rugged adventurer in The Mummy, the charming leading man with the boyish grin. Then he seemingly vanished. In 2026, Brendan is back in a major way, looking older, fuller, and frankly more distinguished, with silver creeping into his hair. After years away dealing with injuries and personal struggles, he made one of the most celebrated comebacks in modern Hollywood, winning the Academy Award for Best Actor for his role in The Whale. The emotional kicker. Fans rallied behind him so passionately that his return became a symbol of second chances. But wait until you see who's coming up next. Number 8. Hilary Duff. To millions of kids in the early 2000s, she was Lizzie McGuire, the relatable teenager who could do no wrong on the Disney Channel. Today, in 2026, Hilary is in her late 30s, a mom of several children, and looks every bit the grounded, glowing adult version of the girl we remember. She's continued acting and even revived familiar roles, but mostly she's leaned into family life and music. The surprising twist. She's spoken openly about the pressures of growing up famous and has become an advocate for letting kids have normal childhoods. The next one, though, really hits different. Number 7. And here's the one we teased. Edward Furlong. In 1991, he exploded onto screens as young John Connor in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, the rebellious kid destined to save humanity. He was everywhere. But life took some very hard turns. In 2026, Edward looks dramatically different from that fresh-faced teenager, and many fans genuinely do not recognize him at first glance. He's spoken publicly about overcoming serious personal battles and addiction over the years. The emotional truth here is one of resilience. He reportedly worked hard toward recovery and has returned to acting in smaller projects, reminding everyone that the human story behind the fame is rarely simple. But the next transformation might be the most jaw-dropping yet. Number 6. Rick Moranis. If you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you knew him as the lovable nerd in Ghostbusters and the frazzled dad in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Then he simply walked away. In 2026, Rick is in his early 70s, with white hair and a warm, grandfatherly look. After his wife passed away, he stepped back from acting to raise his children as a single father, choosing family over fame. The touching part. He never fully disappeared from people's hearts, and his rare returns to the screen are treated like major events. He's proof that sometimes the most admirable transformation is choosing what matters most. Speaking of unexpected paths, the next star will surprise you. Number 5. Mara Wilson. She melted hearts in the mid-90s as the magical little girl in Matilda and the youngest daughter in Mrs. Doubtfire. Today, in 2026, Mara is in her late 30s and looks completely different from that pigtailed child star, with a confident, creative adult presence. She largely left acting behind and became a writer and author, sharing honest reflections about child stardom. The emotional layer. She's been refreshingly open about mental health and the strange experience of growing up on screen, helping others feel less alone. But hang on, because the next one is a true time capsule. Number 4. Haley Joel Osment. In 1999, a young boy whispered 4 unforgettable words in The Sixth Sense and earned an Oscar nomination before he even hit his teens. In 2026, Haley is a grown man in his late 30s with a beard and a completely transformed appearance that throws people off. He never stopped working, taking on a wide range of character roles in film and television. The surprising fact: he successfully navigated the tricky leap from child prodigy to working adult actor, something very few managed to pull off. The next transformation, though, is pure nostalgia. Number 3. Danny Lloyd. You might not know the name, but you know the face. In 1980, as a little boy, he rode his tricycle through the haunted halls of The Shining in one of the most iconic horror films ever made. So what happened to him? In 2026, Danny is in his 50s and looks like a regular, friendly, everyday guy, because that's exactly what he became. He left acting entirely as a child and went on to become a college biology teacher in the Midwest. The beautiful part: he reportedly had no idea he was even filming a horror movie at the time, since the production shielded him from the scary scenes. He chose an ordinary, peaceful life, and there's something wonderful about that. But the second spot belongs to someone truly unforgettable. Number 2. Jonathan Lipnicki. In 1996, he was the adorable, glasses-wearing little boy in Jerry Maguire who delivered facts about the human head with perfect comic timing. By 2026, Jonathan is in his mid-30s and has transformed into a muscular, athletic adult that bears almost no resemblance to that tiny kid. He's pursued martial arts seriously and continued acting in independent projects. The emotional honesty: he's spoken candidly about struggling with anxiety and the challenges of growing up in the public eye, using his platform to encourage others. And now, the number 1 transformation you've been waiting for. Number 1. Peter Ostrum. In 1971, he played Charlie Bucket in the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the sweet, hopeful boy who found the golden ticket and won the entire chocolate factory. It was his one and only film role ever. So where is he now? In 2026, Peter is in his 60s, and you would never in a million years connect this calm, bearded gentleman with the wide-eyed boy from that beloved classic. After that single magical film, he walked away from acting completely and became a large animal veterinarian in upstate New York, spending his life caring for cows and horses on rural farms. The chills-worthy part: he reportedly turned down a contract for more films as a child, choosing a quiet life of purpose over fame and fortune. Decades later, he became an unexpected ambassador for his profession, proof that the golden ticket isn't always what we think it is. From the most famous chocolate factory in cinema history to a barn in the countryside, his is a transformation that truly takes your breath away. So there you have it. 10 faces from our past, 10 completely different lives today. Some chased the spotlight, some ran from it, and some traded it all for something simpler and maybe more meaningful. If this trip down memory lane made you feel something, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so you never miss the next one. And I want to hear from you in the comments. Which of these transformations shocked you the most? And is there a star from your childhood you wish we had included? Drop their name below, and we just might feature them next time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.